Hey guys, how are you today? I'm doing a video for you today on 4 ways to save when selling your home. So we know home selling is a big deal. You got to figure out if you're going to use a realtor, if you're going to do it yourself. Maybe you could try doing it yourself first and then give it over to a realtor if you realize you are not making any progress. If you have a great realtor, you will be able to actually net more money than if you do it by yourself, believe it or not. Because a lot of times when you're doing it by yourself, remember that the buyers are looking for sale by owners for a reason, right? They're looking for a bargain. So, oh look, a for sale by owner, I don't have to deal with a realtor. Let's go bargain them down, right? So those are things to keep in mind. But let's pretend you're now preparing the home for sale, right? What are 4 ways to save money in selling the home as we prepare it for sale? One of the first thing is to stage it yourself. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that you could watch. What I will tell you, including this one, but what I will tell you is the 3 core areas to stage is going to be the home, whatever room that we walk into. So when you walk into your home, what are we walking into? The family room, a living room, whatever it is that we're walking into, that's the first room that needs to be staged, because that's the first wow factor, right? So we got to stage the family room or the living room. We have to stage the kitchen, and we need to stage the owner's bedroom. Owner's bedroom and bathrooms need to be staged. Other rooms should be staged, but those are going to be the 3 main core one: living, family room, kitchen, owner's bedroom, and bathroom. That got to be staged. So you could come up with so many different ways to stage. Remember that you have to declutter and you have to unpersonalize the home. So you can't make it your personal touch, because everybody might not like your personal touch. So you got to make it neutral. And in order for you to get ideas, just go to a builder's model home. Look at a few builders model home and see what they do. You'll be able to stage. You could pick up items from Goodwill, like little decor items, to decorate the room that you're staging, so you don't have to go too crazy with spending. You could get different furniture pieces from Goodwill. You could rent furniture. You could do so much different things. But if you're staging it yourself, it's going to be cheaper than getting a professional stager. Another thing to do is any low-cost repairs. So any deferred repairs, like, I don't know, peeling walls, peeling cabinet, a door that squeak, get rid of the squeak out of it. Anything that's deferred, especially if you have pet. So if you have pet and there are telltale signs of pet repairs, meaning things that are scratched up and all that stuff, you may want to get that done before you put it on the market. Because people who don't have pets, they're not going to want to see that. And even the people with pets are going to be like, oh my God, the pet is ruining the house, right? So you want to do any small minor repairs. If you have a dripping faucet, if the kitchen pipe is dripping or the bathroom pipes are dripping, you want to fix that. You could also switch out different shower heads to get these low-cost shower heads from Amazon. Amazon have some, I mean, I'm not plugging Amazon, but they really do have some really great faucet that's easily interchanged. You could change those out. Because remember, the people is going to be looking to see themselves in the home, so you want to fix any minor repairs. Another thing you could do is do a fresh coat of paint by yourself or with your family member. If you have a family member that loves to paint, or maybe you love to paint, or you want to make it a family project, you could definitely put a new layer of paint, especially if you have any bright colors on the walls. You want to definitely get that into a neutral color, like a light gray or a light beige, anything that's neutral. So you want to do you want to paint out any walls or rooms that have, you know, darker color paints or very bright, vibrant paints that some people may not like. So you want to make the home to look more like a builder's model home. I've often said this is so good and so true to do. So a fresh coat of paint might work. Another thing is, if you have carpets, you may want to get the carpet steam clean. You don't necessarily have to hire a professional person. You could just go ahead and, you know, rent a steam machine from Walmart or Home Depot or wherever it is that rents them, and you could clean the carpet. That would make a great first impression to any buyer. They have clean carpets, they have clean floors, that would be perfectly well. Another thing is checking out the roof. So you could call a roofer to check your roof out. Maybe you might have missing shingles. You want to replace those missing shingles. You don't have to do a whole new roof if you don't have to, hopefully not. But if there's any missing shingles, you want to fix that before you put on the market, because guess what? The first thing that people see, if they see any missing shingles, their conception is, oh my God, it needs a new roof, right? So you want to do any minor repairs on the roof. So replace any shingles, check your gutters, make sure your fascia board, maybe you want to put a new coat of paint on the fascia boards, anything like that, that will help you to sell the property. And then you got to decide who is going to sell this property. Now remember, as I said in the beginning of the video, if you get a very good realtor, you will be able to make more money than if you sell it for yourself, because the bargain hunters are going to come and they're going to come out. Bargain hunters are going to come after you. The investors are going to come after you. A lot of investors that are looking for low bargaining homes, not that your home is a low bargaining, but that's what they're thinking in their head, they're going to go after for sale by owners. They don't necessarily going to come after realtors because they know they're going to hit a stumbling block. So they're always going to look out for off-market properties or for sale by owners. So make sure you're interviewing 3 great realtors to sell your home, and pick the one that you think will net you the most amount of money. Sometimes the cheapest realtor doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be bargaining for you, because if they're too cheap, that means they're not even bargaining for themselves. They're doing a lower rate because they can't even bargain for themselves, so they don't have the worth. But if you have a professional realtor that know their worth, know their value, know what they're able to know that they're able to go out and able to fight for you, they could negotiate. Negotiation is power. They could negotiate a great deal for you, then that would make a lot of sense. Another tip is, if you have older appliances and you can't afford to replace them, if you have an older HVAC or older furnace, based upon where you live, older appliances, you may want to give a 2-year home warranty to the buyer. So if you can't afford to fix them, say, okay, you know what? If you go and buy new, they're going to give you a 1-year warranty. I'm willing to give you a 2-year home warranty for the appliances and the HVAC system or whatever it is that needs work. And a lot of home warranty companies are now extending minor roof repairs as part of their coverage, and they also cover pool equipment. So if you have a pool and you have an older pool pump or whatever it is, the equipment on the pool is older, a lot of home warranty company also covers the pool. That's something also to keep in mind as well. So home warranty insurance is a great way to save when you're having to go and purchase new stuff. Another thing is, if you accept FHA 203K. So if you're selling a home that needs a lot of work and you don't have the money to do the work at all, you could tell your realtor, hey, we will look into accepting buyers that qualify for FHA 203K program. The FHA 203K program gives the buyer the ability to buy the home and also give them the money to fix certain things in the home. Vital things like the kitchen, to make the home livable. So on your advertising, you could put this home qualifies for FHA 203K loan. And that loan is going to give you a lot of buyers, and the buyers are going to say, what is a FHA 203K loan? And if your realtor is knowledgeable, they'll know what it is. So you could say, hey, home for sale, this home qualifies for FHA 203K program with as little as 3.5% down. So FHA will give a buyer the money to buy a home and to do the repairs on the home with as little as 3.5% down, and the seller could still give up to a 6% seller's concession. The seller's concession means you're giving the buyer money back at the closing table to help them with their closing costs. Most people give 3%, but FHA literally allows up to 6% once the property appraised to cover the amount. So the property have to appraise to cover the purchase price and to cover the closing cost price. Once that's the case, the buyer is the one that's paying for that loan, not you. They put 3.5% down, and there you go. You didn't have to make any big repairs. You're able to sell the home with a FHA 203K. Or you're able to sell the home with a 2 or 3-year home warranty paid at the closing table for the buyer. Can you imagine if you had a home that had older appliances, but it was in a beautiful neighborhood, the air conditioner was older, maybe 10 years or older, and you didn't want to replace it, but at the same time you wanted to make it marketable and make the home look good? You could definitely stage the home out and tell the buyer, we're doing a 3-year home warranty. We'll give you a 3-year home warranty on all the appliances and all that great stuff. How attractive do you think that would be? That would be very, very attractive, right? So that would save you 3 years of home warranty. Is going to be way cheaper than trying to replace the air conditioning system, the stove, the dishwasher, the washer and dryer, whatever it is you're going to do. So those are some of the tips I would use if you wanted to save money to sell in your home. I gave you more than 4. I think I gave you 7. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. Our phone number should be up here if you want to call or text us for any other advice or consultation. And make sure you're sharing our video so we could get it to more people. Click on the little notification bell as well. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.